What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today I've got some pretty interesting Call of Duty Infinite Warfare news for you guys. Number one is they've actually changed the cover art for the game, which is insane. We've never had that happen before. And then number two, we can kind of take a look at some of the weapons and what we can expect from those weapons via this new cover art, because it kind of, it shows stuff that if it's not exactly what we've seen in the past, it's going to be very, very similar. So I thought it was kind of interesting. I thought it'd be fun to take a look at and see what you guys thought. So first of all, you guys heard that right. The cover art has been changed. I don't think this has ever happened in the history of Call of Duty. This right here is the cover art for the game that we originally had when the game was first announced. And now this is the new cover art that they're using. So over the past couple of days, all the retailers and online shops and listings and stuff like that have all transitioned over to this new image, which is kind of interesting. So if we take a look at these two side by side, you guys can see the original one, the one on the left, is very futuristic. It's very sci-fi. It's got this soldier here. He's holding kind of like a spaceship helmet. It's got an air hose to his back. He's got a giant spaceship in the background. I mean, this one's very, very, very futuristic. It's very sci-fi, and it really kind of sticks out and screams sci-fi. The new one, however, is a little bit more toned down. While it's still futuristic, you can still see it's a very modern outfit, very sleek, especially that helmet. It's not quite as insane as the one on the left is, and honestly, the one on the right looks a little bit more like some of the other cover arts that we've seen with previous Call of Duties. Like, it's a little bit more Call of Duty-esque. So I understand where they're going with this, and I definitely like the new one more, but they've definitely toned down the futuristic vibe of it, and I think we all know why that happened. I mean, there was a pretty big fiasco regarding the trailer. People really weren't upset with it, so they're kind of trying to draw back a little bit from that, which totally makes sense. Now, that's not the only thing that this new cover art gives us. It also gives us a little bit more detailed look at some of the weapons that we may be working with in this game. So far, we haven't really talked about weapons. We know nothing about what's going to be in this game. We don't know if it's going to be modern weapons or super futuristic weapons or whatever. Obviously, we saw some weapons in action in the trailer, but it's so quick and fast and random that you can't really quite tell what's going on. But from this cover art, we get a detailed look at quite a few different weapons, and I wanted to show them to you guys because it's actually pretty good news in my opinion. So this is kind of like the full scale, full resolution image without all the text and stuff like that. You guys can see this center character has a very interesting looking assault rifle. It's something different, but it's also kind of the same. It's kind of similar to something we've seen before from Infinity Ward. Now, if we go to the kind of like widescreen version of this image, if you guys look, the soldier on the left has the same weapon, it looks like. And to me, that looks like the Honey Badger from Call of Duty Ghosts. Maybe a little bit updated version, a little bit more advanced version, but that definitely looks like an assault rifle with an integrated silencer. And man, I missed the Honey Badger. The Honey Badger was a lot of fun. It was one of my favorite weapons in Ghosts, and it looks like we could be getting something kind of similar to that in this game. And then if you guys look over on the right, this character has an assault rifle on his back. You can see the butt of the gun sticking up over his right shoulder, and he's cocking a pistol. Now, talking about pistols, we actually have another new image that was just released from Game Informer. They're doing a special on Infinite Warfare in this month's issue, and you guys can see that this soldier over here on the left in the foreground has a Glock on his chest. That's definitely a Glock. It's got that like boxy top. So, we could see Glocks in this game. We'll have to wait and see, or at least some sort of future variant of that. If you look to this guy's left or our right, the kind of like kinetic soldier, the like robo soldier, he's holding a shotgun, and look how intimidating this shotgun looks. You can definitely tell it's a shotgun. It's got the shells on the side. It's also got the pump action handle down on the bottom that his left hand is on. And man, this thing just, it looks menacing. It's huge. You know what I mean? Like the barrel and the whole kind of size of the gun is enormous. It's pretty intimidating looking, so that's kind of cool. And the fact that there's shells on the side are good news, that we're actually shooting weapons instead of lasers or pulse blasts or whatever else. Next up, the kind of like main soldier in the foreground, you guys can see he's holding an assault rifle, and to me that looks a lot like an M4, or at least a futuristic variant of an M4. And then finally, the lady over on the far right of the image appears to be holding some sort of an SMG, and it's styled a little bit like that shotgun. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit boxier, but just by the way she's holding it, it looks like it's like a bullpup design SMG, maybe something kind of like a P90. I don't know, that'd be pretty cool, and it definitely looks like that's the direction they're going with that. So these first couple of images of the weapons in this game, our first real look at the weapons, so far it looks like a lot of the weapons in this game are going to be realistic. They're going to be like legitimate, like modern weapons. They're not going to be shooting lasers and energy and pulse blasts and stuff like that. I mean, we even had some of that in Advanced Warfare. We had a lot of it in the campaign, and then we also had like, the EM1 and the, LMG that shot energy bullets and stuff like that. So far for Infinite Warfare, all we've seen are normal weapons. I mean, shotguns, M4s, honey badger looking things, P90 looking things. Like, it could not be quite as futuristic as we're really thinking, at least on the weapon side of things, which I think sounds pretty cool. I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to catch you guys later. Make sure you guys check out one of these videos if you haven't seen yet. Peace out.